watching it on and wherever you're watching it from. This week in game week 18, and we're coming back off quite a bad defeat against Burnley. Started it very well, played very well in the first half, and we just couldn't do the job in the end, and we ended up slipping up and losing 4-2. But we forget about that one. Like I said, we move on. That's in the past. Although if you do want to see my video on the round about that one, have a look a couple videos ago. My other video, my most recent one, I went to watch Bobby Tracy v Ivy Bridge in the FA Vard round 1 proper. And very, very exciting. If you have got a non-league club nearby you and your home club aren't playing, or you just want to pop along, even when they are playing, very cheap, only costs £6 to get in. You have a couple of pints, have a sausage roll or something like that. A very, very cheap day and really exciting football. Bobby got a very late equaliser from a penalty, and then they won on penalty. So the FA VAR doesn't go to extra time, you go straight to the penalty shootout, which is really good scenes. Players were absolutely ecstatic. If you want to see that video, click beyond, and I will be going to the next round when they're against Brackenhurst, something, I don't know. Brackenhurst FC, I believe. Sounds a bit like a German sausage, doesn't it? But they're somewhere over, I don't know, Portsmouth way? I think they're that way. I think it's over Portsmouth way, that way somewhere anyway. And they'll be very exciting. They're the league, well, equivalent league above, so it'll be quite a good test for Bobby. But Bobby did it against Welton Rovers, which are 2 leagues above, so I'm sure they could do it again. So I will be at that one, and I will be getting a vlog. But my one before that one would be Buckland versus Shepton Mullet. So that'll be my next game, Buckland versus Shepton Mullet. Also got Birmingham away before that one as well with the boys. Alright, last game before the World Cup break. That'd be really exciting too. But let's get into game week 18. We're starting with Birmingham versus QPR. Now QPR have started off very well, and they're doing very well, and I believe they're top of the league. Correct me if I'm wrong. I'm pretty sure they were at one point anyway. And if Birmingham, going to be Birmingham 1, QPR 2. QPR are doing fantastic this season. I can't see them letting slip. Birmingham 1, QPR 2. Then we go into Bristol City versus Swansea. Both teams not doing too bad, to be fair. Bristol City have picked up form, doing a bit better. I think it can be Bristol City 1, Swansea 1. Then we've got West Brom versus Sheffield United, and Sheffield United started off the season absolutely fantastically, and they were flying high at that top. But recently, in the last 6 games, they've drawn 3, they've lost 3, which is terrible for Sheffield United, especially as I said they'll be going top of the league and finishing top of the league and going straight up to the Premier League. It still could happen. Anything could happen at the moment, but at the moment they really have dropped off. But they're going to come back to it, and I think it's going to be West Brom 0, Sheffield United 1. Then we've got Burnley versus Reading, and Burnley are another team that are doing fantastic. Reading are still doing quite well, but they have dropped off a little bit. I think it'll be Burnley 2, Reading 0. Then Cardiff versus Rotherham. Cardiff came out winners, I think, in that South Wales derby. Maybe I was wrong actually. I don't remember what the score was, but South Wales derby recently. But I think it will be Cardiff 1, Rotherham 1. Then we've got Coventry versus Blackpool, and although Coventry were sitting there at the bottom for a while due to their ground was closed, they weren't able to use it for the terrible pitch quality of the Rico, which I really look forward to going to. So hopefully they will be playing there by the time we go to Coventry, because I really do like that ground. They've got a nice casino underneath before the game. It's a nice big ground. Surely don't fill it, but we at least get like 5,000 tickets, so it's quite nice to go there. But they have picked up form now, and they're starting to climb up the table a little bit, and I think they'll beat Blackpool. Coventry 1, Blackpool 0. Then Huddersfield versus Millwall, and Millwall are doing brilliantly currently. So I've got my notes there, pop it down there. Millwall are doing currently brilliant. Millwall are doing currently brilliantly. That makes sense? I don't know. We'll go with that. They've got 4 wins from the last 5 games, which is fantastic. I think 4 in a row. I think they lost the one just before that. They drew the one before that. And I can't see them not beating Huddersfield. Huddersfield are bottom of the league. They're doing terribly. I don't think they'll go down. It'd be fine if they do, considering they've been in the Premier League recently. But I can't see them not beating Huddersfield, considering they've beaten, I think they've beaten Sheffield United, they've beaten Hull, I think they've beaten a few other big teams up there. And I think it'll be Huddersfield 0, Millwall 2. Then we have Hull versus Blackburn, and Hull, another team that are not doing too great. They've picked up a few good wins recently, but they're not doing too great. They didn't start the season too well, and they're still down there in that bottom half. But against Blackburn, who beat us in midweek. I think they lost weekend, but they're doing well. They're going to be up there in at least playoff area. But I think it'll be Hull 0, Blackpool 1. Blackburn 1. For the sake of. Then Norwich versus Stoke, and Stoke they're doing all right. They're getting a few. They're getting very sporadic. They're getting like winning and they're losing. They're winning and they're losing. And Norwich, again, they've dropped off a bit. They've had a few bad results. I think they lost or drew to Preston. But I thought they would beat them. They lost to someone else. But they're still around there. They're not top of the league like they were at the beginning. But it'll be Norwich 1, Stoke 0. Then we got Preston versus Middlesbrough. And Middlesbrough, again, they're down there in that relegation scrap. Preston are mid-table. Like I said, they would be. They're a mid-table team. But I think it'll be Preston 2, Middlesbrough 1. I'll just have a quick drink. Then we've got Wigan versus Watford. And Watford smashed Luton the other day, 4-0. Giving me hope for the game when we go to the Luton prediction for our game. But I think with Wigan 0, Watford 1 for this one. Watford had slipped off a few games before that, but they've brought it back. They've beaten Luton 4-0. Fantastic. And get into Luton versus Sunderland, a lag game. Now, I was a bit struggling, and I've changed my prediction a few times. First of all, I'm thinking very negatively, mainly after that first game, thinking, Luton are doing well this season, and we can't beat Burnley, we've lost to Blackburn. But the fact of the matter is, Blackburn and Burnley are both better teams than Luton, and we were unlucky against Blackburn, and Burnley, we just slipped off. We played very well for that first half, and we could have kept that intensity up for that whole 90 minutes. We would have beaten Burnley 3-0, 4-0 maybe, maybe let in one, maybe 3-1 form, but we definitely would have beaten them as long as we had kept that intensity up, and that we just didn't do that. And Burnley, remember, are a team that just came down. Yeah, I had that little rant and I was really angry, and you're going to be angry when you were 2-0 up at half time and you end up losing 4-2. Obviously I had a few beverages as well that affected my decisions at the time, but I still stick with that. I was still annoyed, and I still am annoyed about that Burnley, because I really think we could have finished them off. And it was the first time, I believe, they had won at the Stadium of Light for 50 years, which is mental. So I'm going to be positive. Like I said, I'm going to go for a Luton win, and I thought we'll get a draw. But I know, I think we could do better than that, and I think Tony Mowbray will have a word with those players and really tell them that no, you're not letting it sleep. You're going to keep that intensity up. We're going to put a few subs maybe on if you're getting a bit tired legs. You're coming off. We're getting the young boys on. We'll get Bar on. We'll get Burnett on. We maybe even misshoot. I think he scored the other day in the under-23s. We'll get them on, and we'll show Luton that we're here to stay, and we're going up. Well, not yet, but we're going up the table, mid-table at least. We're not dropping down, because if we lose this one, we're really going to be in that relegation area, and that isn't good. That's not where we belong. We deserve to be either. We've got a great team, being without strikers, and I think we'll get back to it. 4 more games until the World Cup break, and then Loch Ness job will be back. I think this will be Luton 0, Sunderland 1, and I think Jack Clark will score. Yeah, I hope that everyone has a really good weekend. I'm not at a game this weekend, so I'll do a reaction to the Luton result afterwards. So a little YouTube short. Then I think we have Huddersfield next, so I'll do a video out on Sunday or Monday, giving my midweek predictions, and then I'll be at a game the following week. Alright, so hope everyone has a really good weekend, and I'll see you very soon. Fuck the mags.